Gold Squad TV. All right, so it's time to talk about this punk bitch Danny Ainge. Yeah, I said it, punk bitch Danny Ainge. Let me first off say that when he played, I hated him with a passion. He played for Boston, he played for Phoenix, he played for Portland. He was the coach of the Suns. He stunk at that. Robert Horry famously threw a towel in his face back in 1997 on the bench versus the Celtics, ironically. A 33-win Celtics team that they lost to. All right, so let me run down his resume first. As a player, he was a one-time All-Star, three-time champ with the Celtics. Was a decent role player. Pure irritant. I remember Sedale 3 stuffing him and falling to the ground looking concussed. I don't know if he was just trying to sell the hit or what, but people forget he used to play for the Blue Jays organization before he was even a Celtic. He played both sports. He played two sports. Ainge then went on to coach the Phoenix Suns when his career was over. He was the dude that kind of tried to do the small ball thing a little too much when he had Cedric Ceballos playing center. Now, anybody knows Cedric Ceballos, great player. He was 6'6", not tall enough to play center. He literally had Kevin Johnson, Jason Kidd, and Penny Hardaway out there. It wasn't even Penny. No, it was Jason Kidd, Kevin Johnson, and Steve Nash out there. Before Steve ended up going to the Mavericks, if you remember. This man is often been the scum of the bottom of the boot when it comes to being liked. Most people hated him as a coach. Most people pretty much hated him as a player. He gets the job as the Celtics president in basketball operations, GM for the Celtics in 2003. And the first thing he does is trade Antoine Walker, a prime Antoine Walker. He trades a prime Antoine Walker to the Dallas Mavericks for Rayfield Friends. How did that trade work out? Walker ended up coming back to the Celtics a year and a half later to play with LaFrance. And we got eliminated in the first round by the Pacers in Game 7. After that, he made a whole bunch of trades. Got rid of a lot of those players that came from that 2002, 2003 Celtics team. He actually fucked around and signed Mr. I can't get enough of the bottle, Vin Baker, only to find out he regretted it and had to waive him halfway through the year just because of the bottle. Then he goes and signs Gary Payton in all season. Then trades Gary Payton for Antoine Walker before the rule change, and was able to get Gary Payton back before the end of the season. Obviously, we lost to the Pacers in 7 games in the first round. He drafted Marcus Banks. He went on to stink. He drafted Ryan Gomes, Connecticut Rooms, Ryan Gomes. He played decent for us, but ended up stinking overall as a player. After the Celtics traded him in the Garnett trade. Let's just cut it to the chase here. Danny Ainge is known for putting the big three together, which is when he pulled up the supposed heist when he hit his boy Kevin McHale up and traded for Kevin Garnett. He first traded for Ray Allen, got Kevin Garnett, and formed the big three in order for the Celtics to win that 2007-2008 championship run. And as much as I like that team, I don't love that team. As a matter of fact, I actually like the 2010 finals team better than I did the 08 team. The 08 team, to me, is one of the most overrated championship champions that I've ever seen. That team was overrated. They won, but they won 7 games and played down to their competition for at least 2 of those 3 series going into the finals. They beat Kobe. They beat him handily, but that 2010 team had more heart, in my opinion. Even in a loss, Game 7 loss, they had more heart. After Danny decides to break up that Celtics team, once he let Ray Allen go 12, which Ray Allen just ended up just to spur Danny to go play for Miami, which led to Miami second title. Then this is what Danny Ainge did. He drafted Jared Sullinger, Kelly Olynyk, Fab Melo, James Young. I can keep naming some of these names that are pretty bad. He drafted R.J. Hunter, which I kind of think he got fouled. He got done foul, honestly. Got done foul in his time due to Brad. He traded Perkins in the middle of our possible title run in 2011, just to get Shaq minutes when Shaq ended up blowing his knee out. I can keep going on and on. Drafted Romeo Langford. He drafted Carson Edwards. He drafted Grant Williams. Now, the reason why he pulled that heist with Brooklyn is because he traded Garnett and Pierce and Jason Terry for that 2013 team. And was able to heist Brooklyn because their GM was stupid. Billy King was not the smartest, not the sharpest tool in the shed. That said, he gets overrated. He gets played way too overrated to me. One title in 18 years, dog. One title in 18 years. You had 6 years of the big. You had 5 out of 6 years with the big three, which is Allen, Pierce, and Garnett. You had 2 conference titles, conference championships that could have easily went to the finals on. The LeBron one, we lost to LeBron in 7-18. I definitely understand that one. We just ran out of gas at the end. But that 2017 team, we had IT and nobody else. He had no business being there. I understand. You make a trade, get IT, and then trade him after he hurts his hip when he really should have been sitting out. He hurts his hip, plays his heart out knowing his sister passed away, and you trade him. Trade Jay Crowder the day his mom passed away. In that trade as well. Classy guy, ain't he? And then brings in Kyrie, signs Gordon Hayward and overpays him. Gordon tears and blows his knee out. Gordon blows his knee out. None of his fault. Just blew his knee out. And I'm not the biggest Gordon Hayward fan, but he blew his knee out. What are you going to do? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown ascend. Kyrie gets pissed off for the next 2 seasons. They go to a conference finals without Kyrie and almost win it. Damn near almost win it. Don't even get me started on how many players we let go and now are having career years. Terry Rozier is having a career year. Kyrie Irving, obviously, is the star player he is. He's having a career year. Aaron Baines was a very big part in that Phoenix team last year. All right. Gordon Hayward's having a career year. And I don't even like Hayward, but he's having a career year. They're all having career years. Even some of the role players we had in the past, guys like Jay Crowder, were in the finals. And they're in the big parts of helping teams get to the finals this year. Then the biggest kick in the nuts, they let Horford go. Horford opts out, and he goes to the rival. When they really could have traded him at the deadline. Then, what makes it even worse, Hayward does the same thing as I called it, and then Danny botches the trade. Tries to get Oladipo, Warren, and Miles Turner. Talk about an idiot trying to be competitive with trades instead of doing the right thing. Now he comes out, not only disrespects the fans and says the fans can't handle adversity. And don't know because we've been winning supposedly so long, which I don't know what your definition of winning is. There's no titles have come since 2008. If just being competitive, Danny, is your excuse, then you're a horrible excuse for a GM or president of basketball operations. This is the Boston Celtics. This is 17 banners, bro. You don't just get to rest on your laurels. So, but let me digress. You signed Tristan Thompson, who's okay. You signed Jeff Teague, who's completely worthless. Draft Aaron Naismith, and they don't start playing Naismith until the mid part of the year. The only good thing you've done is draft Peyton Pritchard. So if the players in the last 6 years that you drafted actually were good, Terry was good, Marcus was good, Tatum was good, Brown was good, Pritchard is good. But for the 6 players that I mentioned, or 5 or 6 that I mentioned to you, there's a whole bunch of Grant Williams, Romeo Langfords, Aaron Naismith, Kelly Olynyk, of the world, Fat Mello, rest in peace. Jared Sullinger, who's not even playing in the league anymore. I could keep naming names and how many players you drafted you got wrong. RJ Hunter, which I think you guys personally sabotaged. James Young, who was trash, had no motor. You have botched more than actually done anything in significance. You've been getting away with that 2008 run and that 2013 trade. You are not a great president of basketball operations. You just competing. Just competing ain't enough if you're a Celtics fan, and it's never been enough. There's a reason why there's no conference finals banners or conference championship banners or division banners in those Celtics arenas. You, of all people, should know, Danny. You punk bitch. Last statement. You going at the fans, it's a sign that you're folding under pressure. You should be worried more about actually improving the team. You have a trade exception worth $28 million. What are you going to do with it, Danny? You don't have only so much time. After the All-Star break is the deadline. Figure it out. You got guys like PJ Tucker out there, Eric Gordon. Guys like that are out there. Stop giving people crap. Nobody wants to see this bullshit. Yes, in New England, we only accept winners. You don't like it here, go be a GM for some losing team. Sure, you won't go anywhere. That said, you get way too much credit for the Celtics' success. You had that 1 year in 2008, you got lucky getting that trade done. You had that year in 2013, you got very lucky and playing dope. But your reputation is also ruining free agents. Free agents don't want to sign here, not because of the Celtics organization or not because of the state of Massachusetts or you're being cold. No, it's because of you. And guess what? It's only going to get worse. There's a reason why we can't get any free agents. Not even some decent ones. Go Squad TV. Leave your comments down below. Is it time to get this prick out of here? Peace.